every movie in the Halloween franchise ranked, part 2. Let's kick off this list starting at number 6 with Halloween H2O. That came out in 1998, 20 years later after the original. And this was definitely one of the better stories that we had seen within the Halloween franchise. The return of Laurie Strode was great. Although I gotta say, this was one of my least favorite Michael Myers masks in the whole entire franchise. Don't even get me started on it. I just think it is a terrible mask. Not to mention they have an infamous CGI mask in this film as well. But we can't forget about our man LL Cool J. And this movie also gave us a very satisfying ending in which we think Michael Myers is dead. But oh no. In the contract, you cannot kill the boogeyman. But definitely one of the more well thought out stories within the franchise. At number 5, I have Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, that came out in 1988. Following the hiatus of Michael Myers after Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. People were very upset Michael Myers wasn't in Halloween 3, and so the fans got him back in Halloween 4. And say what you will about Halloween 4 and 5, I enjoy these films a lot. I do. And we get introduced to one of the best characters in the Halloween franchise, which is Jamie, who is played amazingly by Danielle Harris. For a kid actress, she did an amazing job. We get Donald Pleasance back as Dr. Loomis, and this just felt like a very Halloween film. Like all the vibes and everything, it just feels like Halloween. At number 4, I have Halloween from 2018. 40 years later, bringing back Laurie Strode again, but this time disregarding all the storyline that happened after the original Halloween. So no family bloodlines, no sister-brother relationship there. And I like that they even made a few jokes about that, being self-aware of this whole franchise. You know, Blumhouse producing this, bringing John Carpenter back on team, having Danny McBride do some writing as well. It just all worked out very well for this 2018 Halloween film. The music is great as always, but I gotta say the best part that I think has come out of these recent Halloween films is James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers. He has played that character perfectly. He just has all the mannerisms down of a Michael Myers. And he fits that mask beautifully. And the mask, let's talk about the mask for a second. Beautiful. The attention to details on these masks in this recent trilogy, beautiful. Coming in at number 3, I can't wait to piss y'all off with this one. I have Halloween 3 Season of the Witch that came out in 1982. The only Halloween film without Michael Myers. So at a time where they were trying to turn the Halloween franchise into an anthology series and just basing it around the holiday of Halloween. And a lot of people were upset by that. But I've said it on here before, I think this film is underappreciated and misunderstood. I thought they did a great job with following up on the score from the previous films. I thought the concept of this film was really cool. And 1982, these practical effects were amazing. And now, yes, just like all these Halloween films, there are some parts of it that aren't good. Per se, the love relationship that it gave us between the two main characters, I didn't think it developed very well. But I gotta say, I did enjoy this Halloween movie. And just how creative the kills in this movie were as well. And yeah, it was just a creepy ass concept. So say what you will in the comments, but I will always stand for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. At number 2, I have Halloween 2 that came out in 1981, a sequel to the original 1978 one. And this is a direct follow-up right after the events of the original one. You know, first off, takes place in the hospital, which I think was a great environment set for this movie. It was a lot bloodier than the original as well, as they had more money to work with. As always, Jamie Lee Curtis does a great job as the Scream Queen. And again, I think this is where the kills started to get creative for the Halloween franchise. And I know what a lot of people don't like about Halloween 2 is that they throw in the plot twist that Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie is actually Michael Myers' younger sister. Now that leads for a slippery slope down in the future, but I really don't mind this plot twist at all. And I forgot to mention, this is where the iconic Mr. Sandman song is thrown in there as well, that we always now think of Michael Myers when they hear the song. So all in all, I thought this was a very worthy sequel to the original 1978 film. And of course, what else can you have at number 1 other than the original 1978 Halloween? What this movie was able to do on the budget that it had and what it did at the box office is just insane. You know, popularizing the slasher genre, giving us one of the most iconic scores of all time, giving us one of the most iconic horror characters of all time. This is a movie that has just aged like fine wine, and John Carpenter did an outstanding job with this movie and has become one of the greatest horror directors of all time. So not only is this the best Halloween movie that we've gotten, but this is also one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Let me know how I did in the comments and tell me your ranking of the Halloween franchise.